Today we're getting back into Deep Space Nine. I'm actually really excited. I've been looking forward to continuing it. My takeaways from episode 1 is that basically Ben Sisko is tasked with healing a political rupture. The Starfleet Federation, I think it's called, has basically been invited into a situation and not everyone thinks that they deserve to be there or that they should be involved. Cardassians, not the Cardassians. Somewhat still dealing with the aftermath of the death of his wife. He did go through kind of a healing journey. He is now way more recovered and I think ready to jump into his role, lead and be in the position that he's been given. It's not going to be something that he just gets over. I mean, of course not. It's the love of his life he lost. So I'm wondering how much that will or won't play into the series in general, whether it's something that comes up a lot or whether we've had some closure on it. It did seem like we had some closure, so I think we'll probably be moving on a little bit from it, but it was a really good first episode in terms of introducing me to the characters and who they are. The main thing for me today as we head into past Prologue and The Man Alone is I want to see Kira. Give the people what they want. Give us Kira. I don't think we've seen this character before.
May I introduce myself? My name is Garak, a Cardassian by birth, obviously. How nice that we've met.
Why is he so uncomfortable?
Some people say that you remained on DS9 as the eyes and ears of your fellow Cardassians.
You're not intimating that I'm some sort of spy.
I wouldn't know, sir.
An open mind, the essence of intellect.
I think that's true.
If you should require any apparel or simply wish, as I do, for a bit of enjoyable company now and then, I'm at your disposal, Doctor.
We shut down for maintenance for 48 hours.
The spy!
Kira!
Garak, the Cardassian!
We don't know for a fact Garak's a spy, Doctor.
What do you think he might want from you, Julian?
I don't know. I think you should place a monitoring device on me.
I found him quite irritating in the first episode, but he wasn't in it very much. I'm liking him. He has a whimsy. Oh, Kira's had a haircut.
Confirm, sir, that crossed into Bajoran space.
Cardassian vessel, you're violating Bajoran space. Break off your pursuit.
Yeah, the Cardassians don't like y'all. They were threatening and hostile. I can't remember the guy's name that met Sisko, but I remember the guy came to talk to Ben, and he was giving him veiled threats.
Repeating request for emergency docking. Please!
The Bajoran scout ship is badly damaged. Structural integrity is failing.
Get him out, Mr. O'Brien.
Oh.
My name is Tana Loss. Request political asylum.
Kira?
Oh? A love interest or something? Yeah, I'm interested to see how Kira interacts with someone that she has history with, that she trusts, because I don't think fully trusts the Deep Space Nine people yet. I think she's starting to, but it seems not fully. I have a bit more understanding of kind of what's going on with Dax because I'm editing the YouTube version of The Emissary right now. Dax referred to herself as a joined species, so I think I kind of understand what's going on there now.
You have taken aboard a known criminal. You will turn him over to us. He is Konma. Not even the Bajorans would grant his kind asylum. He has committed heinous crimes.
You're not seriously considering handing Tana over to the Cardassians.
Were you part of this Konmar, Major?
If I had been, I would not be working with the provisional government now.
No, you'd still be out there murdering Cardassians or even some Bajoran that the Konmar hold in contempt. Didn't they claim responsibility for the assassination of one of your first ministers last month?
I know Tana.
Is he Konmar?
Yes.
Is that like an extremist kind of?
I suggest you get your priorities straight, Major, because I don't have any room for divided loyalties in this command, and I won't have a Konmar terrorist using this station.
Yeah, terrorist.
My loyalties are to Bajor, and Bajor needs men like Tana Los.
Apparently his war with the Cardassians isn't over yet.
If Bajor is ever to rebuild a strong and independent society, it will require the repatriation of splinter groups like the Konma. We have an opportunity here, Commander. I hope you don't miss it.
He kind of does have to take what she's saying on board. I mean, this is her people, her culture.
The most recent of these scars is only 2, perhaps 3 years old.
Ouch.
It's a Cardassian technique designed to keep you alive.
Has he been tortured?
Commander Sisko hasn't decided whether or not to grant you asylum yet, Tana.
Perhaps I should conduct this alone.
Yeah.
I'm the liaison officer to the Federation here. Still fighting for Bajor in my own way.
Yeah, babe, you're not being impartial.
Thank you for bringing this to my attention, Major. I'll stay in close touch with the situation.
Thank you, Admiral.
I mean, I think the combination of their heads right now is good though. Sisko's genuine impartiality and lack of bias, and Kira's insight and knowledge. I think both of those things together are actually really good, but you can't just have one alone.
I don't know much about the Bajoran terrorists, but you've never fought the Cardassians, have you?
No.
Well, you wouldn't want to turn a man, any man, over to their tender care, sir.
Are they known for torture?
That Bajoran woman you have working for you interrupted a staff meeting to tell me how she disapproves of your handling.
Hashtag just Kira things. Admiral, why couldn't you have told her off during your conversation with her?
Strange to run into each other here, isn't it?
It's good to be with someone who knows what it's been like out there.
Wearing that uniform, I thought maybe you'd forgotten.
Ask Sisko about that.
Don't get along?
Oil and water.
I said in the first episode that they kind of look tough. I think I was right.
A diplomatic insult to the Cardassian people would be a problem.
In war, both sides commit atrocities.
I can only tell you that we are certain he plans to commit more acts of terrorism.
If a Bajoran freedom fighter is turned over to the Cardassians by the Federation, that would be a mistake that would undermine everything that I'm trying to accomplish here.
Yeah, I think so, especially if you've been told that something bad will probably happen to him.
I can adapt to that part very quickly, thank you.
Is that what we're calling a comfortable bed? That looks horrific.
If you had the impression that I'm a Federation officer in any way, I promise you
I thought you were under Sisko's command.
I am, but...
See, that's something I could never adapt to.
At least with someone like me here,
Why? Why should they be here at all? What right does this so-called provisional government have to bring them here? After all we fought for, Kira?
I have put myself on the line for you here. You are finished with the Konma.
Yes.
Not true.
Do we believe him? It kind of doesn't sound like it. I feel like she's got blinders on. I don't know.
Klingons do not surrender their weapons. We are Lursa and Bator of the House of Duras.
Boob window in the armor.
Welcome to DS9.
Random.
Lursa and Bator. They tried to grab control of the Klingon High Council, started a brief civil war.
I ran a security check. The Klingons have them listed as renegades.
Man, we're really just taking in everyone.
Lock them up and call the Klingons to come get them.
A bit extreme.
You know, Cardassian rule may have been oppressive, but at least it was simple.
Odo, babe, I don't know if I'm vibing with you. I really don't.
Join me, Doctor. Enhance my evening. As a clothier, I do have a keen interest on what the population is wearing from day to day. Klingons have an odd sense of style, don't you agree?
Oh, yes, they do.
I would say that those two outfits are worth studying closely.
What is he trying to say? Carried something in with them or something? Oh, they're working with him?
It'll be available tomorrow.
Good. Because if we have made this trip for nothing, you will have made a fatal mistake.
He has a really interesting physicality, Odo. I like the actor's choices. He's very kind of stiff and, I don't know, there's something about like the way he moves.
I want you to know it's appreciated.
Be sure to mention it the next time you chat with Admiral Rollman.
Sir.
Go over my head again, and I'll have yours on a platter.
Both of you need to get a grip.
May I show you some of our latest fashions?
He's
lingerie from Kraus 4.
Coded. Garak, he's a coded character.
You are going to receive amnesty, Tana.
She's gonna be so disappointed.
I never realized you were such an accomplished politician.
Yeah, she's been lied to.
A politician? No, I don't think so.
You manipulate Sisko and the Federation?
You knew I was here before you even came.
She certainly has not lost the fire.
I don't want the Federation here, but for now...
Once you're in your comfortable bed with the Federation, you won't be able to get out. To do what we plan, we need a small ship capable of warp speed.
And just what is this peaceful plan?
Kira, you can't have your cake and eat it too. If you do this for him, you're gonna be cutting ties.
How do you know I won't just go straight to Sisko?
Well, if you do, then we'll both know where your loyalties are. Won't we?
She's in a tough spot, but also he makes reasonable points.
At exactly 20:55 hours tonight, I promise to show you a suit that will make you into a new man.
We're talking about terrorists and you want me to buy a new suit.
Doctor, am I making myself...
He's asking you to go to a secret meetup. Jesus.
A suit.
Or he's not asking him to go to a secret meetup. I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb.
Do you feel as secure about them as you do about Tanalos?
Absolutely.
This is your neck on the line.
There's one thing about you humanoids I can't imitate very well. Pretense. It's as hard for me as creating one of your noses.
Maybe that's why I've learned to respect your opinion, Constable.
It's true, we are so burdened by pretense. Everything's kind of a performance. Especially in the working world. Everything is just so made up and constructed.
I've done some things I'm not proud of. But at least I was sure about what I was doing then.
Yeah, she doesn't have a lot of belief or seems to trust that she's doing the right thing now.
Something you're not sure of now.
Yeah.
You have no more love for the Federation than I do.
It is interesting to have these main characters within this organization, though, that don't just buy into it wholesale. I like that friction.
How could I possibly turn against my own people?
Are they your own people?
They're no different than I used to be.
Used to be.
I could just refuse to help them. Ignore the whole thing.
Whatever she does, she's going to be betraying someone or betraying herself, or there's just no way out of it.
It was so much easier when I knew who the enemy was.
Odo to Cisco.
Go ahead.
There's someone down here in security who wants to talk to you, Commander.
Yeah. Okay, I really liked that interaction. I'm getting a better understanding of Odo. Okay.
Your people want the Bajoran or not?
We will complete our business with Tanalos in 4 hours. We will deliver him a cylinder of Bellitrium.
It's a very delicate situation.
He has the ingredients for a bomb.
Is he actually doing that, though? I don't know. I didn't get the vibe from him that he would do that, but...
Hold them on. They haven't committed any crime yet.
Conspiracy is a crime.
Conspiracy to what?
Well, that's evidence enough right there.
Oh, honey.
Chief O'Brien is right. We have to give them the runabout.
This is like her kind of officially choosing a side, though.
Keep an eye on the Cardassians. They'll be coming to the party, too.
Is Dax gonna get a single line in this episode?
Acknowledged.
There we go.
Ganges.
Go ahead.
They're in the Yangtze Kian. They're initializing pre-launch systems now.
We've got a Klingon bird of prey decloaking dead ahead.
We're here to meet them.
Bird of prey. That's a cool way to refer to them.
Prepare to engage warp engines.
There's nowhere to run, Tana.
We don't have to go far.
Oh!
Now set the course for DS9.
No!
If you don't, I'll explode the bomb right here and destroy all 6 colonies on Bajoran.
I'll explode the bomb.
You would kill thousands of your own people for this.
The question is whether you would kill them by refusing to set the course.
Yeah, I don't think he would do that, but probably don't want to take the risk. I need to enunciate. I probably would not want to take the risk. There we go. I need to remember that I have a strong accent.
This is the voice of the Konma. There is an armed Bellitrium explosive device on board this ship. Fire on us, and you will detonate it.
This is the Federation vessel Ganges to the Cardassian warship Aldara.
We're finally allies, Commander. Our time to intercept is 2 minutes, 14 seconds.
It's about a minute too late, Commander. We may have to shoot them down, Commander.
Take a vectored approach past the mouth of the wormhole.
He's gonna blow up the wormhole.
You can destroy the wormhole with that device.
I don't have to destroy it.
Jesus.
Or you can wait for the Cardassian warship. I can let them deal with you this time.
Yeah, you would rather be with Starfleet, right?
There'll be no further resistance, Commander. The old ways don't work anymore. Everything is different now. I had to do this. One day you'll understand.
Traitor.
Yeah. Oh, she's sad. Look at all those trip hazards.
Do you need me, Julian?
How did you know it was me?
There are different ways to recognize someone. The rhythm of their steps, for example.
You are remarkable.
She does not like you.
Waves. The goal is to turn the sphere into a solid color.
That's all.
Well, she likes him as a person. She's not into him, though. You can tell by the body language.
What, so, are you free for supper?
Sorry. Perhaps another time. Maybe you'd like to try again.
Pro tip, when someone doesn't answer you like 5 different times, that is an answer. That previous episode, I'm glad that it was a lot of Kira, but I don't know, it wasn't as strong as the first episode. Although I've been told a million times that season 1, you know, it's still finding its feet. A lot of different shows from this time, season 1 is kind of the worst.
I'll never understand the humanoid need to couple.
You've never coupled?
Is he asexual, or?
Too many compromises. You want to watch the Caronet tournament, she wants to listen to music, so you compromise.
By listening to music.
You like Earth jazz, she prefers Klingon opera, so you compromise. You listen to Klingon opera.
You should be so lucky to have a wife bossing you around.
When she was a he, you know, before she got this new body, they were all friends.
What do you guys think if you had a friend that you really weren't attracted to and they got a new body and it was in a different gender? Do you think you could be into them? I don't know. I don't know if I could be. Especially if it was a friendship like this and there was just like a comfortable kind of like bro element to it. I don't know. Well, actually, I feel like a lot of bros, if their male friend was suddenly a hot woman, I actually think that would be their ideal scenario.
He was, you were, are, another father to me.
Yeah, so a father type figure.
Sometimes our friendships with other species don't survive because of the change.
It won't be that way with us. It's just a little uncomfortable right now.
I don't want you on this station.
Yeah, well, that's too bad, because I have every right to be here.
Who is this?
You have 26 hours to get off this station.
You could even create an arboretum from the new specimens we bring back from the Gamma Quadrant.
Yeah, it's quite sterile.
Do you really want to raise your daughter in this place, Miles?
Kira to O'Brien.
Good question.
What do you want, human? My name is Nog.
Nog.
His name is Ibudan. He used to run black market goods through here to the surface during the Cardassian occupation, gouging his fellow man who needed medical supplies and so forth.
Oh, so an asshole.
But I saw him let a child die when the parents couldn't afford the drug that would have saved her life.
You're not going to take the law into your own hands.
Commander, laws change depending on who's making them.
Yeah.
Cardassians one day, Federation the next.
If you can't work within the rules, I'll find someone who can.
Ben doesn't take kindly to this kind of stuff. He tends to put a stop to it pretty fast, so... What is going on here? My back is so sore. I could really use this right now. Maybe not from like webbed fingers, but... Oh, is the setup of this gonna be that people are gonna say it was Odo? But clearly it wasn't.
I guess I know the competition now.
What are you talking about, Julian?
Oh my god. Give it a rest.
We do not look for romance the same way humans do. In fact, we find it quite a nuisance. And although a Trill host may have these feelings occasionally, it is our wish to live in a higher plane, to try to rise above these kinds of temptations.
What are they up to? Yeah, if you were a kid on a ship like this, you would get so bored you would just start making trouble. Bugs or parasites or something? Yeah, you're not slick.
Any evidence of a beam-in during those 13 minutes?
No.
Well, then how did the killer get in?
And Odo can, like, go through vents and stuff, so they're not immediately looking at him, though.
This isn't like a starship, Miles. The kind of freedom children have on the Enterprise just won't work on a space station. What this place needs is a school.
Well, this could be her little project.
Ibudan. I spoke to him yesterday about an hour before it happened. It was after his struggle with the shapeshifter.
So Odo was a shapeshifter.
Afraid that Odo would kill him.
It wasn't Odo. I know my boy Odo. I know that I was like, I don't like him 30 minutes ago, but I've changed since then. We're like this. I love when TV shows have a bottle episode where a murder mystery happens and all the characters are suspects. Tennis on Holodeck 3. That's not good.
It's this Ferengi boy, Nod. Jake won't be having anything more to do with him.
It wasn't just that kid's fault, it was both of them.
The problem is there's no structured activity for them.
You can have the same argument today. Where I live, kids are feral on the street. If I see a group of children, not children, but teenagers, the only thing that they have to do a lot of the time, particularly if they're working class, is they just spend all their time in these online toxic, horrible environments. And then they go outside and there's not really any youth centres and there's not a lot of them in sports. It doesn't excuse the antisocial behaviour, but, you know, it doesn't help.
If I hear of you hanging around with him...
I thought you didn't want to talk about this now.
Yeah.
I asked Lieutenant Dax to confirm my findings, and I'm afraid she concurs.
There were no new DNA traces found in the holosuite.
You're saying nobody went into the room with him? Ibudan goes into the holosuite alone. Nobody transports in. A few minutes later, he's murdered. How is that possible?
It's not, unless the murder was committed by someone who could get through the cracks in the door. Say, a shapeshifter.
I'm interested to see all the different dynamics develop, like who are besties, who kind of don't like each other, who take a long time to like each other and then really like each other. If any romances come up. Kira and Dax haven't really talked yet.
No one except a shapeshifter could get into the holosuite. And since I'd obviously be called there after the body was discovered, traces of my DNA wind up the scene of the crime.
Do you have any kind of an alibi?
Major, I have to return to my natural state every 18 hours to regenerate.
It might have been more interesting though if the other characters had doubted him and kind of ran with it for a little bit instead of trusting him. Just a thought. And there we go. I spoke too soon.
I'm developing a curriculum that will take a much broader approach.
Little lady, what do you know of Ferengi education?
Don't call her little lady, first of all.
Mr. Rom, with apprenticeships in a wide range of business and economic fields.
Sometimes you just need like a project though. Like me sitting here right now, is this my job? No. Do I earn money? No. Make me want to jump off a building sometimes? Yes. But it's my little project. It's rewarding. Not financially.
You are female.
So?
My son cannot learn anything from a female human teacher.
Maybe some misogynistic
I don't think so.
parts of their culture.
He's not one of us. He isn't one of anything.
It's mean.
Nobody knows him like I know him. He's an ill-tempered, overbearing crosspatch. But he was no Cardassian collaborator, and he's no killer.
I can't believe you're defending him, Quark.
Sometimes people who dislike you, they know you pretty well though. There's this dodgy dude from first episode. What do you want?
I hear what you're saying. I understand your concerns.
We're not saying whether he's innocent or guilty, Commander.
Yeah, some pressure being applied.
Thank you very much for coming.
When Kira says get out of here, you get out of here. Yes, ma'am.
He didn't do it.
The man we have in charge of a murder investigation.
Okay, so Kira doesn't distrust him.
Those people have a right to complain.
Even if he's innocent, it could still seem like a conflict of interest, Kira.
You're gonna relieve him of duty.
I don't see any other choice.
Kira loves a conflict of interest.
I appreciate how you feel. But the decision stands. I'll inform him myself.
I like that the two female characters have very different characterizations. Kira's kind of aggressive, and I don't say aggressive in a bad way, I just mean that she's fiery and blunt and abrasive. And Dax is very sensitive and cool.
If I can reconstruct the DNA sequence, it might just give us an idea what he was up to.
Cisco to Odo. May I see you in my office, please?
Acknowledged.
His sideburns are like shaved into a triangle, a point. Looks kind of cool.
Sit down.
I'm punching my Odo stand card. I've completely done a 180. I like him and I believe in him.
I've placed Major Kira and Lieutenant Dax in charge.
Everyone just is also kind of the police.
I don't personally believe that you're responsible for this.
Yeah, it's due diligence, really.
So don't tell me there isn't some doubt inside of you, some question about whether or not I murdered the man.
I simply feel that putting Kira and Dax in charge of the investigation will be in everyone's best interest.
The murder was way too dumb to have been committed by him. It points to just one person, and he's really smart, and he's a security dude, guy, officer thing. Yeah, he would do it better. Oh, has it been vandalized? What does that say on the wall? Shifter? People seem to be discriminatory against people like him.
I can find out who did it for you. You've kept me on my toes for far too long now.
Turned you into a better crook.
They're each other's Batman and Joker.
Think you could use a shapeshifter in your organization?
What?
You had me going.
You may not like him, but you respect him. That's cool. I liked that.
I guess the Jadzia is probably the sixth host. There were these gorgeous 7-foot Ruji twin sisters that Curzon knew, and he and I guess we won't be doing that again soon, will we?
Well, you don't know.
If I were in your shoes, knowing Dax as intimately as you do, I think I'd find her hard to resist.
How about you guys consider asking her what she wants? Has she shown interest in either of you? No. Yeah, how about stop talking about your co-worker like she's something to be won and go back to saving my boy Odo?
Here's Mommy.
Where you been, Mommy?
Tomorrow, honey.
Can I come to school?
Oh, I wish you could. At least then
Stop. She's adorable.
Just a little something I replicated on the way over.
Help Mommy to open her present, Molly. Come on. Oh, Miles.
Oh my goodness.
I better take her home.
Yeah, this is getting unsafe. Yeah, this is a big problem. What the hell?
It's definitely humanoid. Run a chromosome analysis. I think we're gonna find a gene sequence degradation.
We want justice! Is it justice you're after, or just some way to express your anger?
So technically, like, Dax could be into women. Or does your sexuality change with the body? I don't know, I feel like if you'd lived a bunch of past lives and you'd been different genders, you'd probably be pansexual or something, I don't know.
All right, break it up now.
Move on, people. Let's clear the area.
What you said, let's go.
A clone has identical DNA to that of the donor, but certain cloning methods cause a characteristic gene sequence degradation, which can be detected.
We've matched the victim's gene sequence with the fellow in the jar here. They're definitely both clones.
We're just grown people.
Let's hope he doesn't follow in his donor's footsteps.
What about Ibudan?
I have an idea where to find him. You did not arrive on this ship.
No.
Well, just what ship did you arrive on, Mr. Lamonet-S?
Okay.
Your own clone is still murder.
I did not see that coming.
Ibudan has been turned over to the Bajoran authorities just hours after his clone gained consciousness and began a new life. Odo has received no apologies. Meanwhile, life on the station has begun to return to normal.
Computer, what time is it? I guess you were right. It isn't going to be easy.
Maybe it's just going to take a little time.
Sit down. Not next to that human boy.
Yeah, they're both blaming the bad influence on each other.
Please.
Oh, yay.
Take any seat. Try to be on time from now on. My name is Keiko O'Brien. I'll be your teacher.
Yo, Keiko.
Access the files on Bajor to find out a little bit more about the people and history of this world.
Yes. Must take a long time if you want to get to one end of the ship to the other. The past Prologue episode, I think, was disappointing in a few ways. However, we know how I feel about Miss Kira, and I like getting that insight into her political friction. Bajoran, yeah, I've been saying Bajoran, that's wrong, it's Bajoran. I understand the conflict a little bit more and kind of what's been going on in the delicacies. I did prefer the Odo episode. It changed my opinion on him quite a bit, actually. Something that maybe was frustrating is that half the episode was kind of about Dax, but it was about other people projecting onto her and other people's opinion of her and what other people are saying, and she actually didn't really have a lot of lines in that episode, even though so much of it was about her. But I thought it was cool getting to hear about different bodies and exploring Ben's feelings about that and hearing what they got up to, their saucy adventures together. That's interesting. The characters are also feeling more cohesive, they're feeling more like a team. Ben has had some closure. He has found some semblance of inner peace. I'm happy for him. I have a week or two between the episodes that I watch, and it's nice because it feels like how people would have experienced it when it was originally airing. That's really nice for me. I'm happy that that's the case. With all that said, have a good day, night, weekend, whatever it is, and I will see you for the next one.